Good morning, everyone. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm doing some final steps on the corduroy teddy bear. And I thought I would come on and show how to do the ladder stitch to basically close his incisions. I do have a little icon at the top of my screen that I don't know what it means, what it is, and it's not telling me. I don't know if it's like somebody's spying on me or what it is. It kind of looks like a little mic. Let me know if you can hear me, if anybody's out there. And we're just going to do a ladder stitch. And I thought maybe I should, we'll just do this, because this might show it easier than me stitching it, but I am going to stitch it in front of you, but I'm going to draw it first. And yes, we're sewing in PJs again this morning. I'm not going to be on long. All right. Thanks, Angie. Good morning. So, like, here's the incision. And they say to close it with a ladder stitch. So I get my knot. I go into the opening a little bit, and I hide my knot inside, right at the bottom of the incision. And then I'll come over here and I'll go down and then come out really close. So it's like you're putting the side of a ladder on there. Then you go across. Then you go back in and up a little bit. And then back across this way. Then go in and come out up here. Then go across. And then you go in and go back out up here. And then back across. And what you see is happening is it creates like a little ladder. And that's why they call it the ladder stitch. So it's down, out, under and across, then down and out that way, then across. And you do that all the way up. And as you go, you pull it so that it closes the incision mark. Okay, and then you tie it off and hide your thread. So that's the ladder stitch. Okay, so let's get Mr. Corduroy Bear over here. He or she's going to need a name. Howard wants out, of course. Why do you guys do this right when I get signed online? Huh? Yeah. He probably won't stay out there too long. All right. Whoops. Showing too much leg. Anyway, let's do this arm over here. All right. So I'm going to go inside the incision and hide the knot. And you can start on either side. I'm going this way. And then that knot will be down inside the incision. We can take off one of these clips. All right. So you can see it's still open there. And now we're going to start doing the ladder stitch. So I got to get him where I can maneuver it. I'm going to go down in on the other side of the incision, and I'm just going to go up a little ways and come back out. And just pull it up. It's hanging on something. Okay. And then you jump back across over here, and you do another just tiny little stitch to make the side of the ladder stitch. And then you'll pull it together, and it pulls it closed. And the reason I'm getting a little crease there is I didn't keep it pulled together. So what I need to do is get rid of another clip. I might have to move you guys over here. There you go. That's better. Because you want the sides to be nice and smooth. All right. So I'm going to pinch that together, and then I'm going to go in on this side. Of course, it's acting up while I'm trying to do a live here. Oh. And you see that pulls it closed as we go. There's no way you could do this? Are you afraid you'd poke yourself? I had to go over to the Joann's to get some more polyfill to finish him. And boy, it looks bad. And yes, they are closing all of the stores now. I don't know where I'll go shopping, but for fabrics and stuff. I am going to check out the locally owned little fabric shop. It's probably about as big as this room in the kitchen. It's a little shop. I'm hoping she's still there. And I guess I'll have to check out Michael's and see if, they increase their, if they were smart, Michael's would jump on board with the fabric and fill that opening. So we're not totally lost, those that sew. There's got to be a local market for fabric. I know there's a lot of people that do sew. And creative people need an outlet. They need a place locally that they can go and congregate and chat and shop together and that kind of thing. I think it's important. And see, I'm just pulling it so his incision is closing. Oh, you're going to do nail art now on your Cricut Joy? My nails are in water or dirt too much to worry about having them nice. I need to start seeds. I want to order some seeds. And Park Seeds is right here in South Carolina, so I'd like to support a local nursery that puts out seeds. Although I do like gurneys and burpees as well. It gets a little more difficult up here by his head because it's not a lot of space. All right, so I'm going to hold it like this now. And of course, now Cole wants to come in the house. Let's see. We have a little fabric shop in town next, but yeah. We have a sewing center, and she's a little high too, but when it's just a small shop, you have to take into account that they don't have the overhead and the buying power of like a chain store. So to be able to make a little money off the fabric, they have to charge a little bit more because they're paying more than a big box store. But I thought I'd come on and show you guys the ladder stitch. I've got one more arm to tie up, and see, now you can't, well, here at the beginning I can kind of see where I started it, but it's pretty much closed up now. I am going to take a tiny little stitch and do basically a French knot to knot it off. And then I just stick the needle in and come out somewhere else. So the tail of the thread is inside the bear. And then I'm going to just snip it off. All right. So I've sewn up there. I sewed down the back. The backs of the legs have been sewn up. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I had to hand stitch the head on, so I've got a few visible stitches there, but that's okay. He still needs his eyes, which I might sew those on real quick with you guys. All right, so I'm going to tip him over the other way so I can get to this other arm. And we'll take this first clip off so I can hide my stitch down inside here. Okay. All right, Teddy. Oops. I may have overstuffed this arm just a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you can hear Cole, but he's at the bonus room door griping that he wants in, but then when he comes in, he wants to go back out. So I'll take a little teeny stitch on this side. The closer you get, the smaller the stitch that you take on the opposing side, that makes the ladder bars closer together and it tightens the incision mark. So I'm going to come up a little bit from where I came out before and just do a tiny little stitch. And then you pull it closed. And that's what the ladder stitch does. Good morning, Janet. And then you go on this side and take a tiny little stitch. And that encloses that incision. I say incision, it's just where he was left open to put his stuffing in. I walked out with Scott this morning. It's corduroy. It's a corduroy bear. A velvet teddy would be nice, but you wouldn't be able to give that to a child because they'd have it ruined in no time. Velvet's not got much longevity to it. So again, we're going to go up and make like the side of the ladder on this side. Pull it up, and then you make the rung, which goes across, and then you go in and out on this side, like so. Then we make a rung, and then the side. The rungs are made when you go across the opening, and then the side bit is when you're across and going up the side of the ladder. So this is a zigzag ladder. It's not a ladder with two sides. But this stitch is perfect for closing up where you've stuffed something. You fold your seam allowance in, so you're working on that edge of that seam allowance. and you're pulling it closed. And I think it's amazing what doctors can do without our seam allowance. You know, they go in there and stitch us up and they don't get a seam allowance. They don't have extra skin to play with very often. They do it edge to edge and get it looking good. So good on you, surgeons. If you take too big of a stitch, then it'll leave a bubbly opening. And nobody wants a bubbly opening. All right, one more stitch in here. And I'm going to go ahead and do basically a French knot, wrap it around a couple times. And I told y'all Howard would want back in. All right, so I've got a knot in it, and now I'm going to hide the tail just by going in and coming out somewhere else. And then we can snip this. If you pull it tight and snip it, then the thread pulls back in. So there he is. He's all sewn together. He does need his eyes put on. I need a longer needle to do that. And then I need to embroider a nose. He's not a poor cat. He's a spoiled brat. Come on, buddy. You're not trapped. He's like, oh my God, I'm trapped. But these are the buttons I have for his eyes. I don't know if you can see or not. It actually has a pupil to it. And they have a post at the back. So that'll be his, oh gosh, they're awful tiny. This is the size the pattern called for. So I need 2 of those. I'll pull 2 off, and the others will go in my button stash. Those 2. Made in Taiwan. These are 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to put this thread back. Look how this spool, the ends of the spool just disintegrated, and the spool is disintegrating. I don't know what happened with that, but that's very interesting. I'll use that spool for hand sewing. All right, let's get my hand sewing basket over here and see if we can find a needle to use for this. Let's see. Let's pick this out here. I need something long enough and of a size that will reach across. I don't think that's going to do. This great big long one might, if it'll go through the button. Yeah, it'll pass through there at least a couple times. And then I'm going to get some button thread, something strong. So give me just a second. He's been enjoying his honey. Is that why he's got a big tummy? All right, button thread. What is this? This is a nice heavy thread here. I might pull the pattern piece out so I get the right location for the eyes. Just bear with me while I do that. And I am going to thread this twice here. And then I just wrap my thread around my index finger like that and give it a roll and then pull it down. And that puts a knot at the end. There's a tiny little knot there. I'll trim off a little bit of those tails. Don't be taking my chair. I've got the pattern is right here. It was Simplicity 5247 if anybody's looking for it. It was from, who knows, 2003. So I think the piece I need is over here. I need the part that has his eyeball. All right. It's the foot, center of the head. I need the side of the head. That, because that has the eye position on it. And then we'll just put these back in the envelope. Let me grab a couple pins to poke in where his eyeballs need to go. What did I do? Oh, I know. I had them over here. Trying to pin that skirt up on Gretchen. And I found a 7-inch zipper in my stash, so I can do that. So I'm going to line the stitch line here up with the stitch line on the bear. So this gets matched to his nose over here, like so. And then come up. So the eye is going to go right there. So the eye goes right there. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Right, like that. So that's where his eyes go. Boop. And then I can put this pattern piece back in the envelope. Looks kind of creepy with the tiny little eyes. Yes. Yes, this is needle cord. And then we'll sew some eyeballs on here. And of course, it's wrapped itself around the little sharpening. You know, this has emery in it. And if you poke your needle in it, it sharpens the tip. That's why those are there. The little strawberry off the side of your tomato. That's what that's for. Up. Oh, that's cool. That's like getting treasure, isn't it? All right, let's put an eye on here. I'll have to take some better pictures of him because I'm trying to keep it from twisting and making a knot. Yeah, it was very sad going in Joann's last night. And oh, the truck. We think our starter is going bad on the truck. We finally got it started, and Scott said, "Come on, we gotta drive it around." I said, "Well, I needed to go to Joann's anyway." Okay, I filled the hole so the needle won't go through again. So I'm gonna go in here. trying to stay underneath a little bit. And I'm just going to wrap it a couple times. And what I'd really like to do is, can I get all the way across here? Go down in and then go all the way across to that other pin. There we go. Oh dear. Oh, see there, you can see he's got a pupil and everything. I could probably add some eyelashes if I wanted to, but he's supposed to be just a little teddy bear. He's not supposed to have a bunch of, they don't show a bunch of stuff on him. It's like buttons for eyes and then an embroidered nose, and then that's supposed to be it. I think I was only able to go through 3 times, maybe 4. So when you make your own toys and stuff, now this I would not give to a child under 3 or 4 because of the buttons being on shanks. I would aim for like a 5-year-old to get something like this. If you want it to be for a baby, you really should just embroider it, because babies, you know, they chew on everything. All right. So I was saying I need to go over to Michael's and just check out their fabric. I think it's mostly like crafting fabric, cotton. And I think what they do is they have the person at the framing counter cut it, which I think is odd, because I know from experience of working there, the framer is always really busy. So I don't know how they're going to have time to stop and cut fabric for a bunch of ladies or peoples. All right, so he has eyes now. And I could back out so you guys could see him better now that we're not up close and personal here. So all he really needs now is his nose. All right. So there you go. There's the teddy. So I don't know if you guys want to hang out while I put his nose on or not. I got to put this big needle away, so I'll have it for the next time I need to sew eyeballs on. Yep. Anything for a baby needs to have embroidered eyes. Even the safety eyes, even though they say they're safety eyes, they can come off, and that's not good. Don't want to choke a baby. All right. I do have my cute bear. Hey, Vicki. I saw you and Peg. Looked like you guys were having fun. So if you look on the pattern, they have just like a little ovalish nose on here. That one almost looks like it was embroidered into a heart shape. That one too, but I think it's just the way the picture is. So it's looking like it needs to be match up with this ridge on the nose, and then just be a little rounded spot there. So we'll just put a little nose on him real quick. Got my embroidery floss here. I don't need the clips anymore or the pins. I get him done and then I can finish the skirt, and then guess what? We'll have to spin again. I'm down to just three things. Of course, I could get one of you guys to pick the next thing. I only have 3 numbers left, 12, 13, and 19. So if you guys want to tell me which one to do next, that'd be awesome. Then I don't have to do a spin thing. Yeah. All right, here's some black thread already pulled out. 13. Okay, Janet picks 13. I'll tell you what 13 is real quick. I'm thinking I'd like to use all 6 strands of the embroidery floss. 13. Oh, that one will be a quick one. It's these shorts that I don't know. I was making them for Greg, and I don't know if they'll fit him. And if they don't, I'll just finish them and wear them myself. So I'll be the cool granny lady with the skull shorts. How about them apples? I'm going to use all 6 strands. I think this is just a partial too. I don't know. Let's just use what's here. And I think all they need is to, they need the legs hemmed, and I need to fix the waistline. I had lengthened the waistline, but then I lengthened them too much. So I need to cut some off the top and then put elastic in. That's it, I think. I think that's all that those shorts need. All right, this I'm not going to put a knot in because I can't hide it very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull the thread through. I'm going to start toward the middle here. This I need to get down here. You guys are going to have to come over toward my lap. I'm going to go in next to the middle of his nose, kind of, and then come out at the corner over here. And then I'm just going to pull until the tail goes inside and try not to pull too hard. And then I'll just do some, come across over here. And I got to remember I don't want to pull it too tight because I don't want to pull that tail out. So that's good. Then I'm going to go back above it a little bit just to there we go. Hey, Piper. I heard your nails. Are you in your chair? Piper just came in. They're bothering Greg. He can technically sleep till about 7 or 7:30, and they're trying to wake him up because I'm up. So I'm just going to go back and forth until the section I'm working on is filled with black yarn. And then as you start coming down through, you want to make the nose a little bit smaller at a time, the width of it. Need to not pull so tight. I'm a little bit at an angle, so my bear might look like he smells something. Like, ew. Because I don't have him straight in front of me. Might have a crooked nose. That's character, right? I'll hold him back here in a minute so I can see where I'm going. See how I'm going smaller as I come down? The distance between the stitches is smaller. You're over the cold weather, Angie? Scott went out this morning and I went out to feed the cats that live outside. And I was asking him the things I normally do. Do you have your belt on? Do you have your phone? Do you have the right shoes on? Things that he's had problems with. And I said, do you have your phone? And he goes, yes. No. I said, what would you do without me? I said, probably be sitting in the dark in dirty clothes, eating a cheese sandwich and trying to find my phone. Isn't it funny? We used to not worry about all of that. I mean, we used to get in the car and drive 800 miles with no car. Yes, a triangle-ish nose. It's kind of a little triangle. Can be rounded off too. I could make it more round. And you just keep stitching. Try to get that twist out of the thread until you covered up the corduroy in the nose area. I actually have some plastic noses, but I was trying to stay true to the pattern. Now this is the smaller bear, and you can make this little vest for him. The bigger bear, because this is the 15-inch bear. The 18-inch bear you can make full-on jacket and hat. So I may come back. I want to keep working on the whips first, but I may come back and make him a vest later. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. That's going to have to be about good enough, I think. And then I'm just going to bring it over one more time and then go in and come out somewhere down toward the bottom of the nose, up in the threads. If I can get the stupid needle to do as I want it. And I'm going to just go back and forth underneath just to hide this tail. Of thread. All right, so there he is. He's bare naked right now. Woo! Anyway, I did, you were supposed to put some felt inside the ears, but I just put a little polyfill in there, so his ears are just a little soft to squish. And so that's the bear finished. And I'm going to go on and work on the skirt project now. But I wanted to show you guys that ladder stitch on how to close up, the openings where you stuff in that sort of thing. I hope that was helpful to you. I think Simplicity still has this pattern. It's old, but it's 5247. It is from, what did I say, 2003. So it is nearly getting up there, 22 years old. That is so hard for my brain to wrap around. 22 years. And I didn't think I'd live to see the year 2000. So, hey, I'm here. Yay. Anyhow, Honey, you think his name should be Honey? Well, most of my animals have, like, I have Benji Bear, I have Jeff the Rabbit, Paisley Pig, Beverly Bunny. Still haven't looked up the cat's name from the book. I need to look his name up. And then we have Zoya doll that I crocheted. So he's definitely not a Pooh. He's the corduroy bear. Does the corduroy bear have a name in the storybook? It's been too long since I've read the corduroy bear. I'm going to have to look that up and see if that bear in that story has a name. Brownie the bear? Yo, Brownie. No. I don't know. I'll come up with something. We've got Beverly Bunny. And I think he turned out really cute. He's got darts in his butt to help him sit. I like that his legs are wobbly. Hi, Safia. I made the bear, Safia, and he had surgery to close up because you sew his arm, everything gets put together, and then he had incision there, and one there, and there, and there, and there, where you stuffed him. So you would repair a bear the same way with the ladder stitch because it pulls it closed. This pattern, they used different sorts of fabric. Some of it looks like a toweling. So whatever fabric you have, you could make a bear with it. You wouldn't want something stretchy because it would stretch out of shape when you were stuffing. So he's all stitched up, ready to go. And I did have to hand sew his head on. And I noticed there's a couple stitches showing here and there, but that just proves he's handmade. All right. So I'm going to get off here and get my day started and get out of PJs and go do the stuff that, yeah. Oh, an old chenille bedspread. That would make a wonderful bear. Good night, Angie. Good night, good day. So I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching me this morning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.